Next, AAI board member Stephen Pfeiffer, a member of AAI's Board of Trustees and a partner at Norton Rose Fulbright, will present the 2013 AAI Distinguished Alumnus Award.
Heads of state, your excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly an honor to represent the African America Institute's board tonight in representing the 2013 Distinguished Alumnus Award, albeit 2 years later than we would have liked, but better late than never. In 2011, when we celebrated Sierra Leone, its renewed democracy, and President Koroma, we wanted to honor one of its most distinguished sons, Dr. Kandeh Yumkella. But we could not make the schedule work in our favor that year. But tonight we have him, and he's right out here, where he's around somewhere. Dr. Yumkella came to America, as you saw in our video, in the 1980s on AAI scholarships. He earned a master's degree in science in agricultural economics from Cornell University in 1986. And was awarded a second scholarship for a PhD in agricultural economics in 1991 from the University of Illinois. Cornell and the University of Illinois, both being among the finest institutions in the world in Dr. Yumkella's field of scholarship. After serving his country as Minister for Trade, Industry, and State Enterprises in 1994-95, he became the first African Director General of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization in 1995. In 2012, the Secretary General of the United Nations appointed Dr. Yumkella as his special representative for sustainable energy for all. Also, as chair of UN Energy, he coordinates the efforts of all United Nations organizations to address sustainable energy issues worldwide. Dr. Yumkella brings a world-class education, a remarkable commitment to the less fortunate, a deep insight and natural leadership ability to these critical issues. He believes firmly that energy poverty and income poverty are linked. He understands this firsthand, having grown up in Sierra Leone, where power and infrastructure is severely lacking. Blackouts occur regularly, and young children too often study by candlelight. I know this myself from firsthand experience as a supporter of the West Africa Fistula Foundation's medical clinic for women in the town of Bo in south central Sierra Leone, which is drastically short of electrical power, and most medical procedures can only occur in daylight. Dr. Kandeh Yumkella has devoted his entire career to advancing sustainable energy for all, poverty alleviation, and reducing the impact of climate change. He is truly a world leader in these important efforts. It is with enormous pride that we at AAI honor one of our finest sons at our 60th anniversary awards gala. It's our 2013 Distinguished Alumnus Award to Dr. Kandeh Yumkella of the Republic of Sierra Leone, and now of the world. Dr. Yumkella.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I feel most humbled here. And let me thank the AAI for giving me the biggest break that I had in my life. 30 years ago, almost exactly 30 years, it was in August, that I was on my way to my village from Freetown, and I stopped at an uncle's adjoining village, and I got the message that I had won the AFGRAD award. So I had to rush back to Freetown. Just think about it, just like Star Trek. I was zoomed into New York City 2 weeks later in my dashiki in the middle of 42nd Street, looking at the skyscrapers. That's how my journey started. I went to Cornell, University of Illinois, the best education you could ever find. And I spent, yes, a lot of time with the minority community. I used to go down to Tuskegee, Alabama, A&M, and others, Baton Rouge, to recruit minority students from 1890 universities, bring them to University of Illinois. Fast forward 38 years later, I am where I am. I thank AAI. Education matters. But you know, I have to say that I spent over a decade in the land grant tradition. Some of the Americans may not do this. 1862, Morrill Act created the land grant system of the United States that is the backbone of science and technology and agriculture in this country. The land grant tradition taught us, Cornell, Illinois, Michigan State, that you don't do what is easy. You do what makes a difference in people's lives. My professors in ag policy used to say, so what? You do all this econometric analysis. What does it mean for public policy? What does it mean for the farmers of Illinois, Michigan? Thank God I had that training. Today in the UN, I chose another one. I just started 2.5 months leading energy issues for the United Nations. By sheer coincidence, President Barack Obama chose energy as his signature initiative for Africa. We need energy access. We need energy access. All I can say is, I see my leaders here, Madam Zuma, Madam Tete, Madam Excellencies President, thank you for your confidence in me. Madam Zuma was in the hall when I was nominated by the Africans to lead UNIDO. I hope I did a good job. But now I have the biggest one. We must end energy poverty, 1.4 billion people without electricity, 2.8 billion using firewood and cow dung for cooking and heating. It's causing 4 million premature deaths a year. That's double HIV/AIDS and malaria combined. It's a silent killer. 70–80% are women and children. But more importantly, because others use energy the wrong way, climate change is getting worse. And who pays the price? Africa. We contribute less than 3% of greenhouse gases, but the worst impacts of climate change will be with us. But without energy, we can't grow the economies. So I call on you, join me. Let's cause an energy revolution. That's what you taught me, AAI. I hope we'll make that revolution succeed. Thank you very much. Let me close, of course, by giving credit to my family. My father passed away. My father came to this country in the 60s. He was a chief, and he always used to talk about Illinois, because he has to pronounce the S. He passed away. My mom is still alive in Sierra Leone, but my wife is here representing the Sierra Leone clan and a few other friends. Thank you very much for your support over time. Thank you.